Everyone, please put your hands together. You're in the middle. Well, I'd like to welcome you all here today to celebrate as much as we can the wedding of Bob and Kubo's mum and dad, Katerina and Alexander, aka Kat and Alex. Now, to figure out how we really got here today, we do need to cast our minds back to the year 2014. The good old days are now a mere 12 years ago. Back in 2014, Kat is living in her homeland of Slovakia and she wanted to learn English. She also decides that the best way to learn a language is to go live in the country that speaks that language. The UK was obviously closer, but Kat was looking for more of an adventure, and she decides on a place a mere 15,700 kilometres away from her home country called Australia. Kat's knowledge of Australia wasn't huge. She knew of places called Sydney and a place called Melbourne, but she eventually ends up in a place she knew nothing about, a place called Brisbane. And today, 12 years later, she's getting married smack bang in the centre of that exact city. Now, at the end of 2015, our man Alex packed up his Toyota RAV4 and began driving from his homeland of Tasmania to a new job and a new city. He drove 1,600 kilometres 3 days in that RAV4, and he finds himself starting a new chapter of his life in this place called Brisbane. Sadly, in March of this year, Alex sold that RAV4. Moving on. With Kat arriving in 2014, before we know it, 2 years has flown by and we arrived to early 2016. Over this time, Kat had landed a job at a coffee shop called Pure Tastes, which was also in this city. It was kind of one of those coffee shops below and near office buildings that would be a little busy place during the 9 to 5 work days with nothing but people who were working in the city coming in and get their morning coffee. One day, in early 2016, the staff at Pure Taste noticed a new daily customer who walked into the building, and his name was Alex. The coffee shop was a small shop, and the staff knew their regular customers, and slowly Alex becomes a Pure Tastes regular. 2016 Alex, I'm told, pretty much looks exactly the same as he did 10 years ago. According to my notes, Alex did mention that Kat's English in 2016 was, and I quote, shocking. But it made for some funny conversations. And before we know it, Alex is suddenly needing a second coffee a day, and he's going into the shop multiple times a day. There were now morning chats, there were afternoon chats, and Kat was even showing Alex how to make the damn coffee. But during these interactions, many questions were asked, and slowly they get to know each other more and more, and Alex has some feelings that are forming. These coffee shop catch-ups were good, but there was always another talkative staff member there as well, and Alex soon realises he needs to get some time with Kat outside of this shop. Alex's first move was to find and add Kat on social media. Upon seeing this Facebook request, Kat said, and I quote, "Oh no." But she didn't mean oh no in a bad way, really. What she meant was she wasn't sure if she'd crossed the line with customer interaction. It's also worth noting that Kat was clueless that Alex had any feelings towards her at all. She accepts the request, and Alex moves to phase 2, and he straight up sends Kat a message saying, "Want to go to dinner?" Kat, like I said, was not sure of the rules when it came to dating a customer or even going on a date with a customer. So for some reason, she checks with the boss at Pure Taste first, who were both extremely happy for her to go on this date with this man. So during their Italian dinner restaurant, Kat said anytime she couldn't understand Alex, she would just smile and nod. But overall, it was a successful first date. So great that they catch up the very next day and they go on a run together. Early days featured some hiking, some midweek drinks, and catching up whenever they could. A month or so of this hanging out has been going on, and one day our couple were together, and Alex was taking a phone call. While on the call to this person, they must have said, "Hey, what are you up to?" To which Alex responded by saying, "I'm here with my girlfriend. Can I call you back?" Hearing Alex refer to her as his girlfriend, Kat liked the sound of that. So just like that, without any real conversation, these two decide that they are officially official. And this kind of took place on a date in May 5th, 2016, 10 years ago today. So we all know how this started, but what chain of events actually brought us here today? Well, from 2016, before we know it, 9 of the craziest years on planet Earth have passed by, and we arrived to September 2025, and our man Alex has plans to propose. A few months prior, Alex had bought an engagement ring that was hidden in his bedside table until the time was right. So with the ring sorted, next was finding a place to bring this all to life. September is a quiet time for accountants apparently, and Alex wanted a break from some study, so he plans a camping trip away in a place called Obi Obi. Not just camping, we were glamping for 2 nights. We leave work on the 26th at 2 p.m. to get there nice and early and watch the sunset, but you add 4 hours of extra crazy traffic, a closed road, and sadly we arrive at about 9:30 p.m. So no proposal is happening that night. Alex, to be honest, had no real plan. He just knew if the moment presented itself, he would make it happen. So the next morning on September 27th, 2025, Alex awakes and he mentions to Kat that his face feels kind of sore. Upon further inspection, Kat soon finds that Alex's beard has a tick in it. The joys of camping. This then has our couple finding a chemist to get this tick removed. Alex loses a little bit of his beard, but the tick is finally gone. But 3 hours of day 2 is also gone. So between horrible traffic, the tick in his beard, Alex was thinking something good has to happen soon. And it does. After the morning's excitement, later that day, a couple are catching up for a nice day at Mullaney Falls. They've got a cheese platter, they've got some wine. And after a hectic morning, it was nice to have a chilled moment. Later, back at the camp, Kat and Alex were sitting outside with a view of the bush and not a single person around. Alex in this moment starts thinking, I like moments like these. And he gets up from his seat, heads back into the glamping tent, finds the engagement ring in the bag, and then he comes back out. Coming back, he can see how relaxed Kat is, just staring out into the world with not a single worry. And in that moment, Alex interrupts, drops to one knee, and gets her attention. Kat, upon seeing this, kind of screamed. She called Alex a name, and then Alex says, she won't let me say that out loud, but then Alex says, will you marry me? Kat doesn't really answer. She just opens her arms, and they hug. She says yes. They end up having Wheat Bix for dinner, again, the joys of camping. And now we are all here today. And today, like I said, is May 5th, 2026, which marks exactly 10 years of the couple being the most important someone in each other's lives, plus the cats, of course. Which, when I annoyingly break it all down, it's 3,650 days. It's over 87,600 hours, and today, obviously, we all have a million reasons to celebrate the fact that they are becoming husband and wife. Now, a huge part today for our couple is obviously having all of you here to share it with them because you are the most important people in their lives. You are their family, their friends, you've supported them, you've partied with them, you've been there when they needed you, and they're going to be part of this next big chapter in their lives, which is their marriage and this wedding day. So thank you to everyone that's travelled to be here today, whether from Brisbane, the Gold Coast, Canberra, Tasmania, or just around the corner or watching us on one of these cameras. The fact that all of you are here right now is something that both Alex and Kat are very thankful and very grateful for. Legal stuff. My name is Paul Vogue. I'm duly authorised by law to solemnise marriages according to law. Before you join in marriage in my presence and in the presence of these witnesses, I'm to remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the relationship into which you're about to enter. Marriage, according to law in Australia, is a union of two people to the exclusion of all others, voluntarily entered into for life. Now, both Kat and Alex have written some of their very own wedding vows that they're going to share with each other for the very first time right now. Alex is going first. Put your hands together for him, please. That's you, man. Knee mouth. Take your time.
Today I'm marrying my soulmate. We've been together 10 years, and while I should have asked sooner, we both knew long before that we were already in this together. We've already had such an exciting journey together with many highlights like adopting Monty, moving into our first home, and watching you become an Australian citizen. Kat, I love who you are. You are happy, warm, generous and deeply caring, and occasionally grouchy in a good way. You're also extraordinarily tough. I remember hiking up Mount Maroon with you a long time ago, which is not exactly your natural habitat, and watching you charge past every single person on the trail because they weren't moving fast enough. I think that was the day I saw it clearly, that you rise to every challenge on your own terms and at your own pace. What I love most is how you keep me grounded. When life gets uncertain, as it will, you have this calm, steady way of saying that it'll all be okay and meaning it, and I believe it every time. I want you to know that no matter what you're feeling, there are no guards up with me, and I'm here for all of it. I will always be your person to come home to, whether that's after a hard day or just to hear about what the cats have done in the bathroom today. And that is why I call upon the people here present to witness that I, Alexander Edward Waterhouse, take you, Katerina Horokova, to be my lawful wedded wife. Your turn.
Well done. Yeah.
Isn't it the promises?
Oh, yeah, so he's still going. Sorry, I just...
Oh,
He's still going, you got that? Yeah.
oop, how about that? Sorry.
Like the cat was reading that from the other side.
Promises.
Here we go. Kat, I promise to support you to provide for us and to always be present. Not just. We'll restart this. Ready?
Trying to get out of these promises.
Kat, I promise to support you, to provide for us, and to always be present, not just when it counts, but in the ordinary moments too. And I promise that no matter where I am, whether I'm out on a remote trail or somewhere I probably shouldn't be, coming home to you is always what I'm looking forward to most. And finally, I promise that every morning there will be a coffee waiting for you. Kat, I couldn't wish for a better partner to go through life with. I love you.
Good work.
We got there.
That's you. Your promises are on the back. Nice and big. Take your time. You've got all the time in the world.
Alex, when you came to my life, it felt like someone handed me a compass to stop wandering and start my journey toward the right direction. Before you, love felt like something that was meant for other people, something I could only watch from afar. When I'm with you, I can take my armor off because life is no longer a battle I need to fight alone. I can take my mask off because with you I can be myself. You became my safety, my home. In your presence, I can let my inner child run free because you do not judge. You meet me in the imaginary playground. I'm confident that as we get older and conventional beauty fades from our faces, we will see the beauty in the marks that life made on us. With you, I can roll out of my bed with messy hair, bags under my eyes, and you still say I'm pretty, cute, or nice every day. You care for me when I'm sick, and many times you heal the wounds you did not cause. You hold the lamp when I sit in the dark. You're funny, smart, and good-looking. And the fact that you chose me makes my heart do cartwheels. You say I love you daily, and you made me believe in marriage again. You make me the happiest I've ever been. Today marks our 10th lap around the sun together, and it has been the most beautiful journey of my life. We have been through a lot. Laughter, grief, wilderness adventures, lockdown in a small apartment, various natural disasters, overseas travel, herding cats each morning, coffee dates. I cannot wait for all the laps still ahead of us, because with you, grief feels lighter and happiness more intense. So today, I call upon the people here present to witness that I, Katarina Horakova, take you, Alexander Edward Waterhouse, to be my lawful wedded husband. Alex, I promise I will always stand by your side. I promise to make our house a loving and peaceful home you will look forward to coming back to. I will always bring one of our cats to you when you feel down. You are the most important person in my life, and I will do everything I can to make you feel that way too. I want the world to know that today and forever, I choose you.
Well done. Thank you.
Work. Back to holding hands. Alex, do you take Kat to be your lawful wedded wife? To have and to hold, in sickness and in health, we're going to Hollywood ending. Sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer, for better and for worse, from this day forward.
I do.
Ring on his finger. Yep, take that one up to Kat. Give Kat a hug. Get Alex's ring out. That's it. Take a seat, Mum. You're good. Go for it. Grab his hands. And Kat, do you take Alex to be your lawful wedded husband? to have and to hold, in sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer, for better, and for worse, from this day forward?
Yes, I do.
Put your hands together for Mum, please. She didn't lose those rings. All right, grab hands for one last time. Because it is now, with the greatest of happiness and honour, that after 10 amazing years together and 110 yet to come, that I pronounce you both husband and wife. You may kiss your bride. Your time to shine, they're going to head straight back down this aisle. Up and cheering, confetti nice and high. Go for it, you two. That's it. Well, your job now is to follow them out, give them a big hug and congratulate them. Hang out here. Go for it.
I want to hold your hand. I want to be your tender.
Give him a big hug. First one wins. Go for it.
sweat. Gotta be cool, relax, get on my tracks,
Don't go too far away. We're doing some photos with all of you pretty soon. So once you congratulate them, just hang out here. We won't be too far.
Gotta be cool, relax, get hit, get on my tracks, take a backseat, hitch home, take a long ride on my motorbike until I'm ready, raise a little thing called